Okay, so, hello. My name is Andrew Ruggles,
My name's Sean Arnold.
and we're engineers at the Bell Orchid Hotel in San Diego, California. Our primary duty is to make sure that you're at your safest you can be, because we're engineers, that's our job. We have to make sure you're as safe as you possibly can be. And it is our duty to make sure that you feel safe, secure, and whatever problems you have, you just tell us and we'll make sure we can do the best we can to make sure that you're as safe as you can be. There's a little logo right there. And our names. Okay. An unsafe workplace has a lot of disastrous results if they can be really severe if you don't take care of them. Like we can make sure we can have lost time and productivity. You know, we could just waste money on a product that you never used. And also there's overtime costs. You know, like more expenses than we need. You know, and there could also be a cost to clean and repair equipment because some people sometimes they use it improperly and it breaks and we can't do anything about it. We have to use more money to fix them. You know, we can't afford that. And there's also the cost to retain injured workers. You know, and there's also workers' compensation. So, example, if an employee gets hurt, say their hand gets cut off or something, we have to pay them workers' compensation. Take them to the hospital for a week to make sure they're okay because we don't want them, to be hurt. There's also the possible legal fees and awards to employees. We don't want any employees doing anything wrong. We don't want to have to pay for them in something in court.
One of our also main important things is to make sure that the kitchen staff is safe. So when they handle sharp knives, they need to pay close attention and use guards as well when they're not using knives. So that no accidents happen. And turn equipment off before adjusting it. And when they carry dishes, make sure that they carry them carefully just in case if they stumble or fall, people don't slip on them. And if they do stumble or fall and there's broken glass, make sure it gets swept up quickly. And wear gloves just in case, just to maintain that the food is clean. And also remove lids from the can.
We also make sure that our kitchen staff is following what the protocols we've established here. For example, we should really make sure they follow the rules for the chemical substances. So we don't want any, say, dishwashing soap to get into the food because that could obviously cause food poisoning, and nobody wants that. And there's also we're using approved cleaning products, that are scientifically proven to make sure that everything is completely clean and safe, so there's no bacteria or germs. Make sure you're completely safe. And correct lifting techniques. We don't want them to hurt their backs or stumble or fall or hurt themselves or anything like that. So, we make sure that they're using the proper techniques to carry heavy loads, like a lot of laundry, a lot of pillows, anything like that, or heavy boxes even, for any reason whatsoever.
Also, we're going to make sure that all of our safety equipment is up to date. So just in case if any emergency happens, we will be on point on that. We're going to make sure all of our smoke detectors work, replace the batteries, for the required time limit. Make sure all the doors lock work. Make sure that all the stairwells have lighted strips, just in case the lights go off, all the lights can reflect off the strips. You can see the stairs. Automatic door openers, just in case we have any people who are handicapped, it would work for them. Slower times on the elevator door closers, just in case if some people aren't able to move as fast enough, they won't get slammed in the doors. They'll be all right.
We also have the guest room safety now. In addition to our staff being safe, we also have to make sure that you guys are pretty safe. For example, we have recordable locks. So say you have like something valuable, like a purse or an iPad or a laptop computer. We have recordable locks to make sure you can just switch it up anytime you'd like. Just in case you don't trust anyone or you don't want any staff member with sticky fingers coming and taking your stuff. We also have fire alarms, to evacuate the building immediately, just in case there's some kind of fire or something like that. We have window locks, you don't want any burglars barging into your rooms or anything like that at night or whenever. There's also rooms and hallways well lit, so you can have like, you know, be well illuminated. You don't have to walk around in the dark. You don't know who could be hiding in the dark, or there could be something in the path. You could fall and hurt yourself. We don't want anything like that happen, so we try to make it as convenient as we can for you guys. So safety first. Make sure everything's okay.
Also, we're gonna make sure that our pool and spa is as safe as possible. We're gonna make sure that we clearly post that what times they're gonna be open and what times they're gonna close. And we're gonna post the depths and the temperature of the water, so just make sure that let you know that they're at safe temperatures. We're gonna have non-skid surrounded surfaces, proper illumination, just in case so you can see what you're doing when you're in the water. Life-saving equipment, just in case there's an accident and somebody happens to drown. We're gonna have emergency phone numbers posted up, and alcohol is obviously going to be not allowed in this area.
And we also have parking lot safety, so just in case, we have surveillance systems to make sure there's nothing wrong going on in the parking lot, like no mishaps or no criminal activity. Obviously, it's well illuminated too, so just in case there is some kind of criminal activity, we see who clearly did it. There's also the vehicles identified by license number on check-in. We have security staff always observing the license plates to make sure, to see who's in the hotel, and if something does happen, we can know who it is if we find their, who it was through our surveillance system. We also have the day and night walkthrough patrols. The security is always observing, monitoring the situations at all times, so we make sure that our place is as safe as it can be. Because a safe hotel is valuable to us, and we always have the monitoring, checking out the situation, everything like that. And for the most part, we've established all kinds of safety rules, such as we have emergency plans, where you gotta go to be, where you gotta go, in case there is an emergency, if anything like that. We have we document everything, all the safety reports, to make sure that we're running as best as we can to make sure our clients and customers are as safe as they can be, as well as happy as they can be. We also have relations with law enforcement agencies, so just in case of any emergency, we can have contact with them right away. We have operators standing by to make sure that to contact law enforcement. We have staff security on premises at all times to make sure everything's okay. We also have meetings to make sure that everything is safe as it can be. Is it running at full capacity? Are all the locks on the doors tightened? Is all the pool safety materials around? Make sure everything's fine. All the signage is documented effectively, and reports and documentation with insurance carriers. And here's where we documented our budgets for like about 3 months. As you can see here, in January, we made it much more easier to read because our bar graph was a little bit too difficult. This one's a little easier. In January, you can see we had our most budget. That's when we had everyone's vacation around that time, in the winter time. So we, as you can see here, everyone wanted a vacation during the month of January, which is the blue. And in February, we had much less business, but it was still the winter months. Therefore, it was a bit more, less crowded than January, but it still did have its share of business. And as for March, the weather began turning warmer. Therefore, we kind of lost a little business, but as you can see, January was the most busiest of the months. So.
And we also created a chart that shows our contractors list. Here we have the names of all the contractors, the addresses, and their numbers, and what their job is that they do, and then also how much they get paid.
That's awesome. And finally, we have the engineering department letter. we wrote this letter to inform Eric Kempfer, I believe that was his name, to make sure that we have documented everything we needed to do to make sure you guys have a good time. You know, we documented everything. We made it in explicit detail to say we took care of this, we took care of that. You know, the illumination, the pool safety, we did all that to make sure that, you know, we did what we needed to do. You know, and we're informing him that if he needs anything else, he just tell us, and we ask him to provide a signature to make sure that he read the letter. You know, that yes, we did in fact do what we needed to do. Please tell us that you confirmed that you read this, etc. And finally, your safety is what we work for. We studied in college to make sure that you guys are as safe as you can be, to make sure we took care of everything we possibly could at the Bella Orchid Hotel, and we hope you enjoy yourselves.
Thank you for listening.
Super.